In this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to find items for your retail space and things that you kind of need to know with working with certain brands. You can find brands to work with in several different ways. You can contact the brand directly. So if you know a manufacturer or you know a big brand that you kind of want to work with, then you can contact them directly and ask them that they do wholesale. You can go to a toy show or a expo that specifically have manufacturers or brands that are within the space that you kind of want to sell. You can also find websites that have wholesalers already on it. So there are a lot of websites such as fair.com and other websites that have wholesale items already on it from different brands that you can also work with as well. Another wholesale type of website that you can probably get stuff from is Alibaba, AliExpress, or DHgate. Let's talk about the things that you kind of need to know when you contact a brand and do wholesale with them. So when you find a brand that you want to work with and you contact to do wholesale, things that you kind of need to know is if they have a minimum order fee. Okay, most brands have a minimum order fee, whether that be $300 or $1,000. Okay, some brands also offer free shipping if you order a certain amount over as well. Like for instance, $1,000, $3,000, and they offer free shipping. The free shipping is very beneficial, especially since you're trying to mark up the item to make a profit. So having to pay extra for shipping means that kind of cuts into your profit. You also need to know that you can't just set any price for the items that you're selling. Every brand has a preferred retail price that they tell you they want you to sell it as. They don't really want you to dilute their brand by selling it for less or way more than what is usually sold in the majority of the spaces, especially if they're in a lot of different stores. However, not every retailer is strict on that. There are some retailers that ask you to sign a contract that will tell you when you can have a sale, how often you can have a sale, and even how much you can sell them for. So you might want to look into that when you are working with the brand. Most brands have a net 60 or net 30. That basically means that you don't have to pay them right away. You can pay them 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later. So it's kind of like a credit system. Not all brands do that, but most of them do. You probably want to know if they break cases. For us, our retail space is very small. So sometimes when they send me a case of 10, because that's what I have to buy, they don't sell very quickly and I don't have room to put them in my retail space. My retail space, I try to have a lot of variety so that when people come in, they have a lot to choose from. And if you have a case of 10 of the same item, it makes it really hard to have that variety and to be able to fit it into your space. Okay, fair.com is a really good place to look for like boutique type of items. You can also maybe contact a local small business to see if they'll work with you retail as well. Most of businesses will sell for about 50% and you want to mark it up 50% to make that profit. You could also find things to sell within your brand from Alibaba or DHgate or AliExpress. The only thing about that is you have to buy them in very, very large quantities, even though you can buy them for much cheaper and like rebrand it yourself possibly. So that way you can create your own brand. You know, I do often try to source things from them that I think that will work well in my retail space that I can buy in lower quantities. So when I say lower quantities, it could be like 20 or 30 of the same of that item. So it's a little bit more than what I usually would get for quantity wise, but if I know it's gonna sell well, then it's kind of worth it. The only thing about that is that you're buying it from China, so sometimes it takes a really long time to ship to you. And then also you kind of don't know the quality of it. Most of the time I have bought things from AliExpress or Alibaba, the quality works really well. You could actually see one of my videos where I talk to you guys about sourcing play equipment from Alibaba. So the thing that you probably have to know about doing that too is that the shipping cost. Sometimes the shipping cost is just as much as the product cost, and it's not worth it to really buy a product and have to pay shipping for it. So unless you can mark it up 50% or more in your retail space, and sometimes even higher if you're selling on online platforms that take fees from you, you might have to find a margin that's even higher than that, so that way you can actually make a profit from that item as well. Okay, hopefully that kind of helps you, gives you a little bit more insight on sourcing items for your retail space. If you have any questions, you're welcome to message me. Talk to you next time.